Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to go to the Bunnahabhain Distillery, Dustin, warehouse number 9, and some hand-filled bottles.
That is cool.
This time, Dustin, a 14-year-old Moscatel, cask number 07 from warehouse number 9, filled on 6/22 of 23, so June 22nd, by L. McDermott.
Probably shouldn't call him out.
I don't know.
Is that like, did somebody go there, pick it up, and then sell it? Or,
Yeah, probably.
Or, is it just they got a person there who's just like, it's McDermott. He's
I don't know. But he signed his name on this bottle that I bought, so I'm going to say this is an L. McDermott bottle. This is June 22nd
great handwriting for a dude.
Of 2023. Who knows
be a
who's
girl.
that? Probably a girl. So anyway, Dustin, I was able to find these little Bunnahabhain hand-filled bottles online. And, I figured we'd try a couple of them. This one was aged in just a Moscatel cask for 14 years.
I love the 20 CL, Mike.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, again, this isn't a sample. This is a 20 CL bottle. So, yeah, it gives you enough where you can enjoy the whiskey quite a bit, get to know it, and, have a few things you necessarily couldn't get your hands on either way. Now, we haven't brought a ton of the facial Bunnahabhains, but you and I have talked about that many times. So I figured we could try just a few different Bunnahabhains to see if we like this, Dustin.
And
I cannot pour this right.
Daggum many of those fish eels. And I've had a couple of them, Mike. Like, I've had samples of quite a few. And boy, do they range from pretty good, really good, to downright terrible. So I'm always a little nervous.
Always a little nervous, Dustin. I am a huge fan of Bunnahabhain. I think they do about as good of a 12-year-old entry-level whiskey as possible.
Agreed.
In this day and age. Was always a big fan of the 25. And I think it's an elegant whiskey. I never really had a bad Bunnahabhain. But just like Balvenie, I think you really have to get into super expensive ones that have really epic ones.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple of like kind of semi-young ones that were finished, special releases, blah, 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 kind of like this, that were incredible. So I'm excited, Mike.
I am
my first time trying this one, so.
Again, 14, 15 years old. I can't tell exactly online which one it was, but hand-filled Moscatel, Dustin. Very light color.
I love the Moscatel note here, but boy.
Super citrus.
It definitely comes off as a young whiskey.
It does. Sharp.
Very sharp. A little bit of earth and hay note.
Lemon in the hay.
Yeah, there's definitely lemon.
And wallops. Stinging citrus.
Very drying on the end of the nose as well, which again, just as a youthful Bunnahabhain note. Mm-hmm. We're sure this is 14. God, this
14 or 15.
This is nosing like 9.
Yeah, it comes off young.
And this is kind of where my problem has been with some of the Bunnahabhain fish eels. Like, I had a 30-something-year-old one, Mike, that I would have sworn up and down was 18 years old when I had it. It just didn't have that depth.
I don't know if this Moscatel's first fill or second fill. I looked, really couldn't find this bottle even on Whiskey Base. You know what I mean?
I thought I found it, but there was no details.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. You did find this one, not the other one, right?
I mean, it had one review, and it just said, color's light. And gave it an 87 or something. Like, thanks, guys.
Bunch of detail?
Yeah.
All right, Dustin. This is pretty straightforward, simple whiskey. I'm getting a lot of lime, just heavy citrus in general, a bit of an alcohol punch to it.
It's
a dryish white wine note, though, kind of in the background.
It's kind of youthful Bunnahabhain with a little bit of wine cask. I wish I had more to offer, Mike, but that's kind of what I'm getting. It's a nice little bit of fruitiness. The Moscatel is definitely there. I like it. I would assume this is a refill.
Yeah.
A little bit of candy lemon.
Yeah, it's starting to get slightly candied.
It's opening up a little bit as it's sitting here, so give it a second before I dive in here.
Yeah, but it's biting, Dustin. It's sharp. It's biting.
Yeah.
It comes off way younger than its mid 14 or 15-year-old age statement.
Yeah, it's giving me notes that I want to like, but then I just keep going back to the underlying malt here. It just doesn't feel ready for the show.
Maybe I read the details wrong. Maybe this is younger.
I remember on the website it said 14.
Yeah, I thought for sure I read 14. They gave me a date. I thought it was 14 or 15.
Yeah, and there's not enough detail on the dating here. We just know the cask number.
53% ABV. That's something I maybe mentioned.
That tells me age usually, but
which wouldn't suggest a young age if it's cask strength 53. It would suggest around 15.
Yeah, there's nothing on here telling us when it was put in the barrel. So,
but I think I can say with confidence that most people that have this, if they didn't have access to the age statement would assume exactly what we're assuming. This is smells and tastes like 10-year-old whiskey at most.
I'm going to taste it because I haven't tasted it yet.
I've had this whiskey a few times, Dustin. I think you're going to find the palate a little bit better, but nothing to write home about.
I'm not pleased.
Give it to me.
Very chalky, bitter, biting. Alcohol is strong on this one. It's only 53. That's shocking. Like, I am getting... This is our fourth whiskey of the night. I've said every time, didn't notice the alcohol, came off really easy drinking.
At higher ABVs.
This is like the punching, like... I mean, I'm getting a little bit of burn in my chest.
I knew you were going to like it. I was bullshitting. It's even worse.
Wow, this is absolutely reminding me of I picked up a Linkwood recently from North Star. It was an 11-year, it was refilled. It's got a nicer wine finish on it from the sherry cask, but it was a little offensive. And the thing with Linkwood is they're super high ABV coming out of the cask. This is 53. Why is it drinking so hot? I'm actually now enjoying the nose a lot more after the palate was so bad. Let me give it another try just in case.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Sickly lemon. Lemon mixed with grapefruit juice, mixed with shame. And an old man's tears. That's what I'm getting. Oh.
I'm getting like the taste of like nickels in your pocket.
There is something metal.
It's metallic.
There is putting your tongue on a battery that, melted in the back of a handheld game in the 80s.
Yeah, the Bunna malt's adding it's there, but it's just incredibly coming off young. I mean, I'm still getting the copper still notes. I mean,
it's there, but it's dying. It's like someone's drowning in a pool.
It's there. It just doesn't taste like it was.
It's not doing well.
It hasn't been aged enough. I mean, let's get.
It's shockingly, right? Shockingly. Try the water.
I was going to see if water might help. Yeah. I mean, God.
Do you want to give you the cliff notes?
I'm going to go ahead and assume it's not going to work.
It's suffice it to say, Dustin, there are some things you just can't fix.
This is why I don't buy Michelle Bunnahabhains, Mike. Because again, I've had some that were excellent.
Every time we take a chance.
Oh shoot! I think
I'm kidding.
I actually think I missed the glass. I'm over here laughing. This is so bad.
Dustin, this reminds me of a saying. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. When something bad happened to you as a kid, my dad would say, well, better than a sharp stick in the eye.
Yeah, okay.
And why that is true.
Well, I'm getting a little bit of something a little more interesting now on the nose.
Nothing is pleasant about either experience.
I'm getting burnt toast, weirdly enough.
You gonna have a stroke?
I might be.
If you fall down, I'll get you out.
It's,
If this is the last whiskey you drink, I'm sorry.
If ghosts are real, I'm coming back to haunt you over this one.
I will not forgive you. And I'll be waiting for you on the other side to tear your soul apart for doing this to me. Woo!
All right, the metal's turned down a little bit more. Sweetness is turned up. The finish is terrible.
Just terrible.
It's like cardboard paper instead of oak.
Now you understand why I wanted to say the guy's name. Who modeled this? Someone needs to know what he did.
Oh man, it's just awful.
Yeah, so it's a lot of disjointed, overly citrus lemon clay,
cardboard, metallic pennies and nickels in your pocket.
Yeah. A desperate drunk trying to put pennies in his mouth because he's getting pulled over for a 7th DUI. He's in an 87 Chevrolet, full size, 350. Bench seat.
It's almost coming off with vodka-like alcohol elements sneaking through here, which is ridiculous for Bunnahabhain.
The other night, when I called you when I got these 2 weeks ago or whatever, I opened them up. And I'm going to try these. I was like, I'll try the Lagavulin ones I bought, as well. After I had this, I'm like, man, I'm only going to drink one more drink because I have it open. This is ruining my night of drinking right here. This, Dustin, if I still had the Talisker 8 version 2, I would do a comparison of these two.
Oh, this is way worse. This is way worse.
You think so?
Yeah, well, the Talisker, the Talisker was rum finished. I don't enjoy rum finishing as much, so I could justify like some of the reasons why that Talisker was so unpleasant to me. I love Moscatel. I love Moscatel finishing. Why is this drinking like a bad 8-9-year-old whiskey?
Dustin, after I had this, I thought to myself, I don't want to drink this anymore, but I will for the review. After that, I'll sample it out or give this to somebody. And then I said, why would I do that to somebody?
You know what? Watch Keith come over and say he's perfectly fine and I don't want to drink it.
Keith. We'll see Keith next weekend. I'm giving that to Keith. That's where I'm at. All right, let's get to whiskey score time, Dustin. Allow me to go first.
Right ahead.
82. There is nothing I like about this whiskey, Dustin, other than it is a whiskey. And I like the name Bunnahabhain, and I have had Moscatel whiskeys I like. So words I like here. I like that it's from Bunnahabhain, and I've liked the word Moscatel generally. In
I like the cap. It's got a little picture.
Yeah, I like 20 CL bottles. I like the fact I only paid like $70 for it. It's like a throw-in when I was ordering more whiskey. But as far as the whiskey itself, there is nothing I like about this whiskey. Nothing, Dustin.
Jesus.
Give me one thing you like about this whiskey, other than what I said.
I like a little bit of the sweetness and citrus notes, but yeah, I mean, the Moscatel comes through a little bit on the nose. But
you're just trying to be a contrarian.
No.
There's nothing good about this whiskey.
There's no things out. You said like. You didn't say good.
Oh.
You said like. I don't even know how to score something this bad. 70.
This is why
70 out of 100.
The one review we saw on Whiskey Base just said it light in color. Because that's really what there is to say about it. Light in color and stay away. This is bad whiskey.
I mean,
there's no reason to go further.
I'm not drinking any more of this, Mike. I'm giving it a 70. Just because I feel like going any lower just seems... I need to drink more to go lower, and I don't want to drink more.
To be fair, this is not a Bunnahabhain release. This is someone in the warehouse in number 9 that said, I want to hand fill a bottle right now out of this as it is right now.
But usually they only give you so many casks they allow you to do that from, meaning they kind of pick the casks that were going to be hand filled.
Someone led somebody to this.
Maybe who decided to bring that barrel forward? Jeez.
I know who decided to bottle it.
Yeah.
El McDermott. Sorry.
Bunna's a beautiful spirit, and this has been...
the worst Bunnahabhain I've ever had.
And the spirit is here in like its worst form I've ever had, and the cask is doing nothing but enhancing the bad.
The Bunnahabhain spirit is a man on a life raft in the middle of the ocean. Like, he's there, but he is just getting overwhelmed by the circumstances in his environment.
I need water.
But it's a bad whiskey. Those are our thoughts on it. If you guys had a chance to try this one, I'm sorry. Tell me if I'm wrong. Dustin, next time, what's the folks?
Dear God, drink better. Nothing.